to see that reaction. And
Sorry, Greg. I warn you now.
Yep.
Our diet hasn't been too good for the last 5 days.
That's true.
Hi, everybody. Bob the Axeman Hildebrand here on December 15th. Forgot the date. 2015. We've got a lot of great guests today. We've got Greg Wong, Spartan 117GW. No, definitely check out his channel. And we've got some gentlemen from New Zealand here today from BL Tech. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Shane. How's it going?
Highly acceptable. Now, they have brought in some cool products. Well, cool product for us to check out. We've been playing with it quite a bit. It's a bit loud, but before we go over that, we're going to go over just some quick promos. Recently, we've got thousands of items back in stock. Some are marked up to 80% off. If you're out in Texas, we're having our Vendors Night this weekend on December 19th. That's going to be 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. We've got some great folks from Elite Force that are going to be out there showing off new product, answering questions for you guys. In addition, we're going to have map drops on select manufacturers and discounts store-wide on select products. In addition, if you're looking for an entry-level gun, we've actually got the Elite Force RSKP and the KMP Basic available for $99.99. That's a full metal Elite Force gun you can get for, well, pretty much exactly $100. Also, if you guys are outside the United States, like, say, New Zealand, you can actually order from us using our global checkout system. Hit that global checkout button, and we ship just about everywhere all over the world except for North Korea, because they've been bad.
It works too, because I actually ordered something from Airsoft GI.
See?
Yeah.
Confirmation. What'd you
Within a week.
Really?
It's quick.
Wow. What'd you order?
A nozzle refill.
Oh, one of the things for the
Propane.
top of
Yeah,
propane, yeah.
yeah.
Well, that makes sense because this thing is powered by propane. So.
That's right.
Now, for those of you who are not aware, the BL Tech Boss unit, that's Ballistic Ordnance Sound System, Greg will actually pick that up right there. It's installed on a PTS ERG, but essentially what it does is it replicates, the sound of an actual gun firing using propane.
Close to.
Yeah, close to. It is very loud. Especially shooting it indoors. It definitely, it gets your ears ringing a little bit, and as cool as that you can change the rate of fire on this unit to suit your needs, like to get as close as possible.
Well, the guns,
right.
yeah, the gun, like an assault rifle, Uzi, 50 cal, yeah.
Now, why don't you at least tell our viewers who are unfamiliar, with this system, like, why you guys got into developing this in the first place?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. So basically, like every airsoft, these things, they look fantastic, they feel fantastic, but after 6 months of playing, we're like, why can't they just sound better, and hence the reason why we came up with the project. So yeah, I remember we were walking back from a cafe and was like, come on, there's got to be a better way of doing this. And we looked at speaker systems, we looked at, the cap guns.
Yeah.
Put in the cap story, so we thought, maybe there's a way that we could actually do that. But having tried all that, it's like, this is just going to turn into a toy.
Yeah.
We don't want a toy. This is cool stuff. So, so we use propane. So it's effectively charge of propane, and like a pistol mag. So you give it a charge, and you've basically got anywhere from 2,000 to 8,000 rounds.
Wow.
And it's taken a long time. It's taken 4 years of development. And over that time, we've hit many crossroads. But I tell you, without the community support, because we get emails from all over the world, and they say, "Come on, guys, we love the product. When's it coming out?" And we'll be at the CNC machine shop, the engineering workshop, and we're like banging our heads, and it's like, "Okay, this is not working. It's not working." But just having all that feedback was fantastic, and it just really allowed us to push through all those challenges, and we essentially now have a working unit ready for mass production.
No, I'm really excited because I feel like for me personally, this has come full circle after seeing that video you guys put out a couple years back, and I almost had to change my underwear with how excited I was.
Terrible video.
Yeah, well, but still, it gave you the feeling of what that could do on the field, and like the immersion it would, make you feel. And it was really interesting, or it's really interesting for me to have seen that video, to have talked to you guys, to have you guys show up on the live show on the other end of the camera.
I was like, what are we doing over here?
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
Looking that way.
No, it's always great when we have folks commenting in from overseas, or folks that we know that watching the live show and commenting back, or sometimes sometimes making fun of us. But it's really cool to like, have you guys like just get into that product, like develop it, and then to have it here in the United States to see first person, and also hearing about the exploits that you guys had this weekend.
Oh yeah.
At Code Red Airsoft Park, at Mr. Paintball.
Taxi.
I'd actually like you guys to talk a little bit about your experience at Mr. Paintball at the Team Therapist game.
Oh yeah.
Both in how weird and awesome it was, and the players' feelings on this unit itself.
Yeah, I mean, like for 4 years we've been like using this back in New Zealand, and we've had it out there for quite a while, so people kind of got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So and they loved it. I mean, they actually loved using it out in us using it out in the field, and so bringing it over to the US and then going out into the field for the first time, it brought back those memories of actually releasing this for the public for the first time, and we were nervous. I mean,
Yeah,
really nervous because you don't know how people are going to react.
That's true. That's very true.
And so, you get all the gear on, you get the briefing done, you go, oh my god, it's nearly time, and then you go out there and you start firing it, and then the response. I mean, you see some people grinning from ear to ear, and they just absolutely love it, and that just really hits home for us because it's like 4 years of hard work of actually just getting this dream to reality, and that goes a long way for us. Really.
The field though, I mean, that was Boss Haven.
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Paintball,
yeah.
That was that AO was really perfect to field the boss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the rolling hills and different terrain, and the sound reverberating, and you one of us, maybe we get split off. You'd hear the fire in the distance, and like it'd be crazy because people are like, oh man, there's something going on over there.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that you hear gunfire in the distance, but you also had karaoke.
Yeah.
In the middle of the field.
And
It's
jingle
like
bells, jingle
messing
bells.
with the mind. It's like, wow, what's going on with that? So Team
Welcome to
Therapists, I mean,
America.
those guys are amazing. They put on a real game.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they did.
It was like
Yeah.
220 players too. It was a good size.
For those of you who are unaware, Team Therapist holds a yearly game. I believe it. What is the name of it? Like this year's like
It was like
Krampus versus
the Krampus something.
Yeah,
whatever, but
basically
Clash of the Elves.
Clash of the Elves. That's what it's usually known as, and it's usually very fun. Like you have to like recover Christmas presents. You have to go solve a crossword puzzle to get a
sit
bow.
on Santa's
and-
lap to get revived.
Yeah,
that
sit
was
it-
cool.
What do you want
That
for
was very
Christmas,
cool.
little boy? I want to be Tech boss.
yeah.
That's not what you said, but we won't say
I can't say what he said.
Not safe for work. But
NSFW.
there's just they really go all out to like not to say to be crazy, but they really like take it to the limit of like just having as much fun as possible.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why like this fit in really well, even though like this would seemingly be something for a Milsim event. At a Team Therapist game, it's just like everything crazy is happening. Like it's probably disorienting. So
Yeah, and again, because we've been using it for so long, we don't actually get to appreciate what it's like to be on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
And we rely on feedback for that. And from what we saw, from what players were saying out in the field, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It really does change the dynamic of the battlefield, both for people using it and for the people who are just around you. I think one thing that's for sure too is it changes kind of the psychology of the gunfights during airsoft games,
definitely.
because just that sound, it's so overwhelming. For if you're on the opposite end, it's just there. It's just something that they may have never experienced before, and now you're getting engaged with someone who's got a gun that has got a louder bang than yours. I mean, and that just has just a straight intimidation factor. So it was really interesting to see how that affected gunfights, and it was amazing.
Yeah, well, when you're actually using a boss unit and you're actually shooting, that whole thing about come get some.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it comes to light. You actually go get something, boom, 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 boom. It's not just zip, 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 zip.
No, I did.
It's
I mean, I think we did talk about this earlier off camera, but like if there were a bunch of people on my team that had this, that were firing behind us or even ahead of us, I would, no matter what, like just probably run like full on forwards right in the enemy team, like forward, let's go, just because like it gets your adrenaline pumping, like you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
Because when we would show up and we'd start pushing the front line, everyone behind us was like, "Let's go! Yeah, we got the momentum!" And we were just going out there and we're just slaying. It was great.
No, you're right, Alec. It does change the psychology of an airsoft, gun battle pretty significantly. So that's really interesting. And also, with a lot of blank fire games coming out recently, this, albeit like the price tag for a boss unit might be, somewhat expensive up front, but when you look at the full cost of like doing blank fire over time, this is vastly more affordable than doing that.
Oh yeah. You
Especially-
gotta buy a real steel rifle, and then you got the feet to the game, the travel, and then you have the ammo, which
license.
you're expending,
any licensing
which you
necessary.
will have to
Yeah.
buy again.
Even
for
the
next
safety
game.
aspect of it as well.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
safety.
MED.
Yeah, because Blakefire has, I think it's a 20 feet MED at MSW, but this it's like, standard engagement.
Yeah, and I don't think you can blank fire inside of buildings
I
either.
don't think so.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
one you can take it to
Oh, yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
No, this would be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely makes me happy I have Electronic Gear Pro as well, though. So,
Yeah.
but I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing these on the market sometime to come. But before I go too much in depth into that, Greg, would you do me a favor and maybe just shoot it off camera, take the mag out, shoot it off camera, just so our viewers get an idea. Wait, and before you do that, just all of y'all watching, I know there's a bit of a delay, but headphone warning right now because this is gonna get kind of loud
Yeah, that's
once it
good.
gets
Actually,
going.
it's probably an idea to go through the process if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's fire it off first, and then we'll do it in a second.
Okay.
Headphone warning. All right, so it's probably it
Oh, yeah.
feels crazier like in
Oh,
person, but
yeah.
that gives you somewhat of an idea of how loud it is through the camera. But why don't we go through the process of how you make this functional right now? Because I mean, there are a lot of features in this, including the RFID card.
Yeah, it certainly just doesn't go bang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing, but it does come packed with features. So the way it is wired up is that you take any AEG. It just has to support the boss unit in order to be able to use it, but it also has to look cool. I mean, we don't want anything not looking cool. So
Well, essentially, it has to be able to attach with a rail segment.
Yeah,
Exactly.
with the rail system.
Exactly.
Yeah, picked any rail attachment.
So we have a little board, a bit like a burst wizard, but probably smaller in profile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fitting inside the CMR, which is already a really tight rail system.
Yeah. So basically, battery in, our little sensor board, and then off to the gun. And then that has a cable that will then run to the boss unit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially just giving it power from the AEG itself. So you don't need a separate battery. So it makes it really easy to wire up. Once you've got power to it, like I said before, you just give it a charge of propane.
Charger right through that
Yep,
little mount
just
right
little inlet
there.
valve here. One thing we were conscious of is that we wanted to put our best foot forward for the industry because we know that it's very easy to give the industry a bad name, and we're airsofters and we don't want that. We love the game too much. So we actually added a security feature because if someone was to buy this, they respect the game. They've been in it for a long time possibly, and last thing we want them is to go out in the field, shoot it, and then have someone look at it and say, actually, I want that, and then take the opportunity to take it. So if they ever did that, then they have to activate it, and without the NFC security cards, they can't do that. So when you buy the unit, you'll essentially get 2 security cards. We want them to make look like dog tags.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
That'd
cool.
be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you got that security card?
I grab it. Or...
Who's got that security card?
Guys in the comments, if you have any questions, we are going to go through this in a second. So if you have any questions about the boss unit, we'll go over that in a second after we go over the details on how to get it operable.
Okay.
But we are watching, and also thank you for the congratulations on the engagement. I really appreciate that. Back to the boss unit.
So we're basically going to turn it on.
Little flashing LEDs right there.
So while it's powered up, but you cannot do anything. I mean, if you shoot the gun, it'll shoot the gun, but it will not fire the unit. Okay, so that's now accepted the code, and from that point we're ready to go. There's a few things we need to do. One is that we could either bypass the setup phase because we're going to use a previous setup configuration. But if you've actually taken it from one unit and you put it onto another unit, we may want to go through that. So in order to do that, we can fire the gun 3 times, and it's going to measure the cycle time of your gun, and then store that information. So then from that point onwards, when you shoot the gun, whether you do semi or whether you do auto, it'll function fine. So we fire it 3 times, it'll work out the fire rate, and a gun that's running really efficiently might be doing 1100 plus rounds per minute. Okay, but this is a M4. We don't want that doing 1100 rounds.
No.
So maybe an Uzi or something else, but definitely not an M4. So we can then use these features on the front here to change that up or down. Also, we've got a USB port, so you could actually use your iPhone or your Android, plug it in, change all the settings, or you can even hook it up to your computer. So all that's available. From there, I guess what would it be? Just simply done the fire rate. You're happy with it, you're good to go.
Yeah,
So
play with the gas levels depending on.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, there's another feature where you can adjust the fire rate, but the second thing is that you can actually adjust the gas settings. So as we were saying before, it uses propane. And sometimes it may burn a little rich, sometimes it may not, so you can just adjust the settings just to accommodate that. Typically, you get the settings done once, you play your game, you finish, you go back to a new game, you shouldn't have to change it. Depending on outside temperature, if it varies quite a bit, then you may have to, but yeah, typically you won't have to. Yeah.
Now, there is something worth mentioning in that, if you overheat it, there is a shut-off for the system.
Yeah, there's some crazy players out there.
Yeah, just
they're going to want to lay down heaps of fire.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like my first thought when I saw it, I was like, man, I'm just going to go with a high cap and I'm just going to run around and go, just everywhere. So
That player.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
So in the front here, there's a sensor. There's testing for two things. One, this sleeve is actually in place. And secondly, the temperature. So if you're doing multiple shots and you're just laying down fire, consistently, you're going to get to a certain temperature and it's going to cut off. And that's obviously for a safety feature. Once it cools down, you'll then be able to get back into it and lay down some more shots.
You can still fire the AEG.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's pretty lame.
Yeah. Just by itself.
The other thing is it also has a USB. So in here you can actually hook up a mini micro USB, and we're going to develop an app so you can actually see some of your stats, how many shots you've laid down for that whole day, and adjust some of your settings.
That'd be pretty cool.
One thing too, what did you guys think of the pairing between the boss and the unit, the actual gun itself?
Actually, I've got a question for that, which is good you mentioned. This is from Mean Marine 131. Is the boss only able to be installed on an ERG, or can it be installed on any AEG?
Any AEG.
Any AEG.
But there is the perfect marriage.
Yeah, of course. So,
Much like yourself, you've found the perfect marriage.
buddy, stop it. Jeez, oh gosh. But that being said, yeah, I mean, it would look a little weird to have the boss unit on an AK. But if you want the sound system,
Yeah,
you want the
sorry,
sound
Russian
system.
players, but
Yeah.
That'd be a bit hard to fit into the AK style grenade launcher. However, I mean, there is something which I'm sure you were going to get to, Greg, is that it is really nice to have the boss unit on the ERG in particular, because you get the recoil, the electric recoil from the electric recoil gun, in addition to the sound amplifier, the boss sound system. It gives like a really cool, almost full package. Because I like playing with gas guns a lot. However, I like the ERG because of the recoil. But you add the recoil and the sound together, and it sounds like a lot of fun.
One thing that's cool too is that with the magazine cutoff, like one thing when I was using the ERG without the cutoff magazines, just with the regular EPMs, I'd be having so much fun shooting the thing so loud that sometimes I wouldn't hear when I was running out of ammo.
people
And I would still be shooting, and people would be keeping their heads down because the sound is just so loud. And I'm like, BBs aren't coming out. With the ERG mag, of course, it cuts off the gun, and therefore, like, you immediately know it's like, okay, I need to change mags right now.
That whole frustrating thing when you go to see someone and you get up and you go bang and that's it. One shot.
Yeah.
And then you got to duck down again.
You're like, reload.
I definitely have had that happen before.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to talk about this. I love telling the story, but like I went around the corner with an AK. It's a very old Tokyo Marui AK that I borrowed from my friend, and I pulled the trigger, and I didn't realize, but I hit the top lever on the AKs that like basically the entire, like I was like haha, and I said haha, so they got to turn around, and then I pulled the trigger, and the entire gun fell apart in my hands, and it was so embarrassing.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, unintentional field stripping. Let's see. We did have a comment from Elliot Ruoff. It's a bit off topic. Elliot, I'm really sorry to hear that. However, maybe this will be a good opportunity to, find someone who does want to see Star Wars. But, I think it's good you at least took the chance, asked her out, and, even if it didn't go out that well, at least you got out there and you took that chance, and, I think that's well worth it.
Oh
Yeah, kudos to you.
Trying to take girls see Star Wars?
Yeah.
Hey man, go to some Comic-Con events, some con events. There's a lot of chicks who like Star Wars. I go to these events, man, and there's just some of the most gorgeous chicks ever, and they love Star Wars.
That is
And
actually,
Jurassic Park, too,
that is a
so.
really good point. There are, what's that called? An obscene amount of attractive
yes.
girls dressing up in
And
an
they're all
obscenely
dirty.
amount of
Dirty
attractive
girls.
ways. So, Elliot, if you have a chance to make it to a Comic-Con or something similar, it's actually not some bad
Yeah.
advice.
Airsoft as well? Airsoft?
It's not necessarily airsoft. Like, there's a lot of airsoft.
No, but I mean, don't you have like heaps of ladies playing airsoft?
There's a couple, but
In America?
mostly through cons actually. But yeah, there's a growing number of women playing airsoft.
Oh, and Elliot, your shout-out is approved.
Bam!
Yes.
Pew, bang,
Biscuit Airsoft, your shout-out is approved. And let's see if, Hey, could the boss be banned at some fields for over increased decibels?
Yeah, I think what's going to have to happen is that airsoft field owners
Mhm.
are going to have to make a decision as to whether or not their field will actually permit
Mhm.
using Bosch units. I think it's a good thing because, you know, even they don't have to do an outright ban. It may be that we're going to allow maybe the maximum of 6 units, you know, maybe
Mhm.
3 aside. So we kind of see that, well, if you look up a website to find out where a particular field is, they say, you know, Boss enabled, you know,
Mhm.
and we're going to permit 6 units.
Mhm.
And then maybe the first 6 that register with their Bosch units get to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 3 inside Tac City, and that was awesome.
I'll bet that was loud.
That
Yeah.
was,
That was
all
crazy
loud,
loud.
but
You
it
wouldn't
was
want that.
awesome.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because, you know, there are some airsoft fields that are in
Yeah.
urban areas where it just wouldn't be conscionable to be able to use it. However, using an outdoor airsoft like a Mr. Paintball, I mean, just works seemingly perfectly.
I would still use it in urban areas, though. Yeah.
Sorry, Greg. But back in New Zealand, what we actually do is we actually call in up the New Zealand police.
Mm-hmm.
If we're playing in a field that we're not sure about with the public, we call up the New Zealand police and we actually lodge that we're actually using these in the field. And yeah, that's fine. I mean, they have no
They
problem.
respect the fact
Yeah.
that we do that. You know, no one likes surprises, right?
No, they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
The
I
fact
would
that you let them know and there's no issues.
Yeah, I would say for sure, this unit, you really only want to use it at like a real regulation field, not for like backyard, like airsoft, or like, I don't know if someone owns some land or whatever. You don't want to be using it there. You want to be using it at a regulation, like real airsoft field. So that way you avoid all the trouble.
Okay, this is we've got actually a bunch of good questions. The first one, which forgive me, I lost the person's name because the comments are going crazy. They're asking like, when are we going to get this in the UK? When are we going to get this in Europe? Which is a question I should ask you guys earlier.
Landfall.
Why don't you just tell them your answer right now?
I think first we've got to apologise to all the people who've been making contact with us and actually saying, come on guys, when is it, when is it? We'll be going like, it's coming soon, it's coming soon, it's coming soon. To be honest, we had no idea what was actually going to be involved with actually producing a product like this.
Mhm.
And we have a lot of respect now for people who have actually bringing product to market. You know, and we were a bit naive in that respect. You know, so as far as getting the product to Europe, this is why we're over in the US at the moment to
We had to choose one
Yeah.
destination. We've got
Mhm.
limited funds.
limited
so
funds, and so we're trying to work out that whole distribution.
supply, retail.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully that will come together like real soon.
Pretty soon. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a finished working unit
Mhm.
ready for mass production.
Yeah.
Now it's about how quick can we get this to market.
No, absolutely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. So it's like, yeah, I mean, and this is the reason for the visit, is
Mhm.
to tee up with certain people
Mm-hmm.
and make
Yeah.
that happen.
Yeah, so basically coming here and just getting that much further along the process, getting it out to market, and I'm sure that if it's as huge a success in the U.S. as I'm sure we all believe it will be, then there will be room to bring it to Europe and to other places in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not to put you guys on the spot, but the U.S. would get it before anyone else in the Commonwealth. So just saying. But that being said, I think I really hope that we can help spur this, the growth of this product further along, because I think this is going to make the immersion and like the fun factor in airsoft a lot more prevalent. And I think just getting people excited to play is like half the battle, because sometimes you can get like a little like overdone on airsoft, or like you want to like take a break, but like hearing this and like just seeing it out on the field makes you just want to get back out there right away.
Well, I think the sport itself kind of needs something to kick it back into gear and really start innovating again. I mean, this is it. This is it. This is what's going to get people back on the field. This is what's going to get people back to playing like hardcore. I mean, it takes it to a whole new level, like even just at a regular like game or at a team therapist game. It's not like super hardcore Milsim game, but man, that was fun and rocking knees. It changes the experience like on its head to where it's just like it's
a bit like,
next level.
When I was saying, I think I was telling you before, it's like, you watch all your favorite movies on a 30-inch TV.
Oh yeah, then
you go and buy a 60-inch TV, probably even bigger in the US because they just do everything bigger.
Yeah.
But and then you literally watch all those movies again. You've seen them, but you want to watch them
Now
again
you
because you
wanna
want to
watch
live
it,
that
yeah.
experience. And this is kind of what it's like for airsoft. Even if you don't own a Bosch unit, the fact that you're immersed in a game that has those firing off, I mean, it just changes everything.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, if I heard that there were going to be like more than one person with a boss unit out of a specific field, that would like completely change which field I'm going to that day. You know what I mean? Like, even if I don't get to use it, like I just want to be on field, present, and accounted
Experience
for
it.
around whoever is using it. Move this to the side a little bit so we can keep track of time. All right, Brendan Cook, shout out, approved, and happy birthday! Congratulations. Let's
How
see.
much price tag?
Oh yes, that is correct. What is the estimated price for this unit? And I know you guys just recently explained, you're coming to the U.S. to try and further the development of this product, but is there an idea of when it might come out as well? So price and estimated release. There we go.
Oh, that's a tricky one. Release, I mean, as we were saying before, it depends on who we tie up with,
Mhm.
and how long that takes.
But it's been a good trip.
Yeah,
A successful trip.
Definitely, yeah. Price, it's governed by a number of factors.
Mhm.
I'm going to just put it straight out there. We're thinking about 600 USD.
Mhm.
Now, a lot of people are going to cringe with that. But having said that, this is brand new technology. It's world first,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of R&D that's gone into it. It's like, if you bring out a brand new iPhone, for instance, the
Mhm.
prices are always high, and I can see why they do that now, because you've got to get your costs back.
Yeah, recoup the investment.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different things we want to do with this technology. So it's important for us to get that back. Plus, being way down in New Zealand, it does cost a lot to get things done, especially with the shipping and whatnot. There's a lot going on inside this unit. I mean, we've got it made looking like an M203, but there's actually a lot more going on than what you would have in an M203.
And
Obviously.
it's rugged, robust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we beat them up this
Yeah.
weekend.
And
that was important for us because as airsoft players, I mean, what's more frustrating than having your gun break down?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible.
And the thing is, what has worked out with the price is that it's going to be selective. We're seeing the high end airsoft player actually looking at buying something like this, and it's probably a good thing because if everybody had one on their gun, I mean, it's going to cause a lot of mayhem,
Mm-hmm.
and that might not be a good thing.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
even like a modicum of those units out in the field is just going to be just right. I think it's getting that
Yeah.
perfect amount. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting too. You look at like when the Fusion engine from Polestar first came on the market. That was a pretty big investment. And over time they've made different versions of that that are a little more economical. But even then, getting to the HPA game is not a cheap game. Getting to the gas blowback game, not a cheap game. I remember my LM4 originally was $380 plus a $100 rail plus $40 per mag, and it all adds up. But something like this, it really takes the game to the. It's pretty much it's like impossible to go back to playing regular airsoft once you use this. Like that's gonna be painful.
That is tough. I don't know what that question means.
Oh,
The All Blacks? Who are the All Blacks?
Oh, do you guys know?
No,
or-
we know who the All Blacks are.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
They're the champions. That's who we.
World champions.
Yeah, world champions.
in
Rugby.
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like wow. I thought that was like a super racist question, but apparently not. Okay. All right.
Who said that? Is it someone
That is
who-
from Nosferatu44.
Might be a New Zealander.
Good
Just
name.
Might be Kiwi.
everyone in New Zealand loving the support. You guys
Yeah.
have been fantastic, eh?
Fantastic support.
Kiwi.
Ghost Squad Airsoft. Does the unit affect the RPS, FPS, and range of the rifle it is attached to?
Nope.
Just the coolness.
It just
Yep.
makes it way more badass.
Yep. So it doesn't function or doesn't screw up with any of the internal workings of the gun itself.
Even like I think there's a few questions about the battery life,
Mhm.
and this will basically not even really change that. I mean, what you run like a 1100
Yeah,
milliamp hour, or
1100,
even
1000
Yeah.
milliamp,
yeah, depending on what you can get in the stock and stuff. It might consume 10% of your battery,
Mhm.
Which is
But give you like
all that punch
200% more
that you're
awesome.
going to get for that. It's,
Mhm.
it's well worth it.
Yeah. So a minimal amount of the battery life will giving a
Yeah.
maximum amount of extra added fun value.
Yes.
Let's see. Gartroll141 shout out. Your shout out is approved. Cheers from Guatemala. Highly acceptable. You're watching all the way from over there. And congrats, Bob. Thank you. Greg, why were the ERG Scouts discontinued?
ERG Scouts were discontinued because they were all sold.
Oh,
Well,
snap.
But
Ooh.
the ERG CQBs are still available, and the price went down to $300 or $299.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's-
actually thinking about picking up one of those.
It's like cheaper than they've ever been. That's what these
I got
guys
the
were
Scout.
using this
That's
whole
a
weekend.
good gun.
Yeah, and you actually have a Scout.
The,
yeah.
That's the first gun I've had where you can chuck any mag in that and you're not going to have issues.
You had no issues?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, he has a Scout with the boss unit back in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
I'm getting one.
He's getting one, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
And they just got CMR rounds.
Yeah.
Well, If you guys are at all interested in an AEG with a tremendous amount of recoil, I'm sure all of you guys would suggest the ERG, and I'm no different. I would highly suggest the ERG by
Yours
PTS.
is like right there.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't wait to take it out again, especially the Game Pod.
Game Pod.
Bob, if you're reading this, say hi and my name, please. Please forgive me if I mangle this name. Jesus Melchor. Hi. So sorry if I didn't say it. All right, let's see if there are any other questions for the BL Tech folks before you head out right back to New Zealand, because you guys are getting on a plane right after this.
Yeah.
Let's see. More shout-outs. Airsoft Wolverine, your shout-out is approved. Phoenix City Airsoft, thank you for your congratulations. I appreciate that. And it'll be an axe, not a sword, just so we're clear. Let's see. Any other questions for the BL Tech crew? I feel like it went by...
Pick box. That's
What's up?
the PEQ box.
Where?
Peck box. He's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah,
Peckbox Boss, possibly. Now, this is something that you guys put out on your Facebook quite a while ago. I think like over a
time
year.
with this. We're actually doing them combined. It's a combined
Is it
project.
parallel, yeah.
But we had to pull the plug on the PEQ because this one had to take preference. Because we'd actually come further on this one.
Yeah.
Now, we are still thinking about it, of actually working on the PEQ technical torch flashlight. And
That's right. I forget. Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's in the boot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And foregrip, but I mean, it's all going to based on how well these go. That's basically all I can say.
So, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Peckbox Boss unit, essentially, it would be a Peckbox combined with a vertical foregrip.
Yeah, and the technical flashlight.
And that's gotta remember that being in the States. That would function similarly to this unit right here. But yeah, so that's going to be pushed down along the line, in the future maybe.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing, it takes everything we've developed over the last 2 years, and we can just chuck it into that system. But it's still going to take, designing and
tooling
and testing. So it's going to be
R&D.
a long time.
I mean, I would assume just by the fact that you have less space available, there will be less propane or less shots being able to be taken.
Yeah, but I think because it's used in a technical environment, it might be more suited for that sort of arena. So you're not going to be having that multitude of shots, I guess.
No, I agree with that. Let's see. Let's see if there are any other questions, because we are getting to the tail end of our live show. Bob, tell Greg Anthony said, "What's up?"
What's up?
What's up?
Is that Syndicate Airsoft?
That is Syndicate Airsoft.
Yeah, he played with us at Co-Red on Saturday.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Morgan McComb, your shout out is approved. Thoughts on using this on an M249 LMG
yes.
with rails, obviously?
Yes.
Good question.
Thoughts? That's from Adam Gilbert.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the other form factors that we're looking at.
Mhm.
I mean, even now in New Zealand, we've got awesome fields down in New Zealand, by the way. One of them being War West Coast Airsoft Rangers, and they have a technical that has
nice.
a 249.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we literally stuck that on top of the rail system, so it kind of looked like a scope, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
But-
literally on top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, who cares? I mean,
Yeah.
and so these guys that drive around this tactical, and they're literally like just spraying everyone, and
Hell
it just brings that thing to life, eh? In saying that, one of our team members, he has a minigun. TL, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry, TL.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
I'm gonna get it. He's got a minigun on a turret, and to bring that to life, we ended up putting 2 Boss units on it, and so we had the fire rate set to about 1,200 each, but we had them slightly out of sync, so you had up to 2,400 rounds per minute.
Yeah.
And we just had that on his ATV
Man,
going around
that's-
spraying people.
That is
That
awesome.
would have been.
Oh, and the night game as well. Like we staged it. We had an
Ambush.
objective. It was an ambush. We had an objective out in the field, in the middle of the field, and literally it was just like lights out, and then we just
Waited.
Oh, he had a night vision camera too,
Oh, really?
and so he could see this guy coming in to get the objective, and it was like hit the button, and all the lights came up, and we just sprayed, and it was fantastic.
If I was that dude, I would have pooped myself. Like
That
that's
needs to go on YouTube.
We didn't check,
Yeah,
but he probably did.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, so you think you're being sneaky, and then it's like the entire camp lights up, and then a machine gun. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we had the at that point we had a 130 millimeter cannon,
Oh,
which is
my.
a upscale version of this.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that firing in the background as well. So it was It was a hell of a firefight.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well,
So we do it good down in New Zealand.
this is the face of jealousy, just so you know.
You guys need to come down to New Zealand and see how we play this.
My
Yeah.
goodness. Well, that sounds cool. I mean, maybe in the future, if you guys are putting out a video, you could put out some of that. So that'd be pretty cool. And actually, for those of you that are still with us, make sure to check out BL Tech on Facebook. You guys just started your Instagram account, correct?
Correct.
And
Thanks for
it's-
this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well played, Greg. Well played, as always. And that's at BL Tech. So make sure to check them out, follow them, just to find updates on this product when it's coming to market, and hopefully we'll be hitting the shores of the U.S. sometime soon in the next year. But I'm honestly just looking forward to maybe seeing these out sometime on a field in Southern or Northern California sometime soon. So
I want to take this thing to GamePod.
I know,
Yeah.
my God,
My
Greg,
God.
that'd be so much fun.
Shooting zombies. No,
Yeah.
Shooting everything.
Yeah. That wouldn't cool at the zombie game.
Oh yeah. Well,
man.
it's just the sound of it. It's just like, man, how it's gonna affect in GamePod is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's a large indoor environment. So
No, it's huge.
Reverberation's gonna be nuts.
There was one other good BL Tech, more videos! Exclamation point! Exclamation
if
point!
we do more videos, we might get hate mail.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. You're gonna get hate mail on the internet just by putting out any content. I mean,
Yeah, well,
man.
I mean, for us, working is actually testing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that's actually pretty cool.
Real quick, from Cap and Flip Gaming, when will the zombie gameplay be uploaded? We actually have already uploaded a trailer of the zombie gameplay where you'll see me get shot prodigiously quite a few times. However, it is uploaded. We are going to be having more zombie gameplay coming up soon. Kateway King Size says, going to get one to put on my RM4 ERG. Hell yeah,
Hey
you are.
Jim.
What's up,
Yeah.
Jim?
Man, is
Thank
he
you.
is he still at the office? I wonder if he's still.
I
at the
would
office.
assume so.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's perfect for the ERG. Dude.
Garrett Cole, hey Bob, can you read this please? Absolutely. So, went to Airsoft Con and I had a conversation with Greg about Jeeps, and he said, I quote, "The best way to pick up chicks is with a Jeep."
It is, especially if it's got dinosaurs on it.
Touche, Greg, touche. All right. Let's see if there are any other questions. Actually, I saw one down there, and now the comments are going crazy. Can you use a separate battery for the unit? If not, will a battery be made for it?
There will be a standalone unit coming out. So, and this is probably not for Airsoft. It's probably for the movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that will be an option. But again, there's so many different forms. I mean, like, we're sort of thinking that, like, I don't know what you call them, but, like on tanks, for instance, I've got the smoke grenade chutes.
Mm-hmm. Smoke launchers?
Yeah, smoke launchers. We can definitely make those.
Mm-hmm.
So you can buy we should be able to buy different profiles, and, depending if it's attached to a gun, you won't need the battery. If it's attached like a smoke launcher, it may need the battery.
Well, I mean, as it is in this, I can't remember who asked that question, but they probably don't understand that, this runs off of the battery that's already in the gun.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it runs in line. But
Yes.
that's what makes it such a nice, easy install too.
yeah, so you're not going to need an additional battery to power the boss unit itself. It's going to go off the battery that's already powering the gun. But let's see. Let's see,
some good questions.
will this work with HPA?
We haven't tested it, but there's no reason why it can't.
Yeah.
HPA is using typically 7 volts plus.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
They have batteries that are part of the HPA system.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, they have CU and
Yeah,
everything.
well,
Yeah.
this will take a 7-volt battery upwards. So if you can give it power, and it has a signal line, and you can give it that signal, so like a micro switch or something, then you're good to go.
All right. Okay, someone was asking if they will work with HPA guns. We just answered that. Someone was asking about attaching this and using it with a sniper rifle, which seems kind of counterintuitive. It'd be like,
It would still be
Bam!
pretty cool though.
I don't know, because it's if you want a milsim environment, if you're firing a sniper rifle, you're going to hear a crack, right?
yeah, well, depending, and then like if you have like a suppressed sniper
Somewhat
rifle.
suppressed.
But yeah, if you're like rocking an M82 Barrett or an any number of guns like that, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, like, I remember walking to an airsoft shop and seeing a Barrett,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pick it up and it's like, this thing is awesome. It
And
just
then you hear a
looks
fire.
beautiful, and then you go to fire it.
Such a letdown. Such a
That
letdown.
this could make like that worth picking up.
Oh man, Ethan the Gamer, your shout out is approved. Let's see, BL Tech. What other unique products are in the making, and Rebels or Empire?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Empire.
That hurts my heart soul. Okay.
Why did you choose Empire?
They're cool.
Okay.
See, he's the rebel commander.
Yeah, the
Well,
dark side. the dark side.
he could be asking about Star Wars. Not everything's about me. Greg. Jeez.
So the other question was...
First order.
The most important question is what other unique products are in the making, which we kind of discussed
Yeah.
earlier. So
Yeah, and then to take that further, I mean, we've upscaled the technology, so if potentially we can start using them for simulating
Cannon fire.
artillery fire,
Mhm.
potentially.
That'd be good for Milsom West because I know that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, especially for
Yeah,
like a
because we're
barrage.
thinking like you call in fire support,
Mhm.
and you could have this this fire base,
Yeah.
and you're like, give us fire support this grid, you call it in, and you just hear like
Thump, thump,
400 or
thump.
500 meters away,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom,
like
boom,
hell yeah.
and then everyone in the field be like, all right,
Uh-oh.
Where's that coming?
Yeah, well, there's gonna be someone there dropping like some explosives
Where's the
somewhere.
DS on the
So.
bike? Where's he driving to?
I mean,
Oh,
that,
man.
that immersion thing. I mean, like we've had on the radios because we use obviously radios in
Mhm.
the games. I mean, in New Zealand we still
Oh,
have
yeah.
we have
Just-
radios
just
in
hear
New
the
Zealand.
pop,
What?
pop,
No,
Yeah.
no.
Can you believe it?
You guys, you're
You
behind
gotta
the
wind
time.
them up.
Oh, okay,
Power,
that makes
you know.
sense. Yeah,
But,
that makes
you know,
sense.
like when someone's calling, look, we need support over here, and you hear this crack, crack, crack over the radio,
Mhm.
and it's like, yeah, they need support.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, they
That's
do.
awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Tomo D, please forgive me if I got your name incorrect. Your shout out is approved, and thank you. Also, really quick, someone asked for another demonstration of the gun firing. Greg, if you would be a lamb.
It's already programmed.
Hasn't hesitated.
Wait. Headphone warning. This is gonna be what's that called? Loud.
Loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, you got to
Oh,
authenticate
we
it.
turn it.
Turn it
Oh, we forgot to turn it on.
Where's the card?
Oh, where's that card?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, so we're gonna get it set up for a second. We'll see if there are any other questions. We forgot we actually
wondering
turned the
if
unit off. Aye, good-looking lads. They're looking
Okay.
good, lads. Wow, I totally screwed that
Is
up.
that your missus?
Oh,
It's ready.
no, not again. Matthew Melendez, your shout out is approved, and this is gonna go loud. Headphone warning.
All right.
All right, that's loud indoors.
Get
Boss,
some.
someone's Man O'Cash is asking boss only games. My goodness.
Whoa. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Like, even 20 aside, that, and everyone having a boss unit.
It sounds like real warfare.
Yeah, I mean, everyone would probably have to have like electronic ear pro.
That's Funker stuff right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's right. You guys look at that website too. Heck yeah.
I love it.
Oh man. All right. So, what is the boss still a WIP?
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
Engineers. He's an engineer.
touche. Oh, is that what? That's from Milsom
Yeah.
Warfighter. Is that a common engineering slang?
Yeah, work in progress is like any
Yeah.
like video game development. Anything is like work in progress. Work in progress. Like here's my work in progress pictures.
Bob, give it the
I am
program.
completely ignorant of this. Well, that's what a theater arts degree gets you, which is not any of that cool stuff.
Where-
So to answer that question, they've been fully developed, and now they're ready for mass production.
203 is ready to kick down some doors.
Highly acceptable. How does it affect battery life with the boss unit? Which is something we did go over earlier, so we'll just reiterate it. Oh, BL Tech. This is from Morgan McComb. BL Tech, thank you. And did you two enjoy your trip to America?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Ticked every single box.
Yeah.
Good. If you said
And
anything
because
else.
of This man
Because
here.
this man here.
Yeah,
He-
go ahead.
He is awesome. I mean, we've been talking, 2 years ago? Yeah, we just had
Yeah, I think we
a brief
talked about it
chat.
a little bit.
And then when we needed to come over, connected again. And basically from that point onwards, giving us the confidence to, bring stuff over and
Yeah, when you
hook
ship the
up
stuff
and-
over. it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like-
That was our
yeah.
baby, man. That was like literally shipping our baby. So, big.
We've talked to a lot of people as well, and they've been really awesome. And
Mhm.
Bob, you're awesome.
Guys, stop it. Now, well, I mean, I think it's just like, I think Greg and I, had similar thoughts, and we're both really excited that you guys were making such a cool product. And, I think, like, from when, I first heard about it, it's like we just want to do anything we could to support the development and make sure this happened. Because, I mean, you guys were coming from a mindset a lot of us are, and we're like, we just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And this makes things
This
a lot
is
more
gonna
fun.
make things awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it already does make things awesome, but it's gonna.
Yeah,
it's
so,
gonna be great.
thank you guys for putting in all the hard work and, like, the trials and tribulations for making this happen. I know you guys have, put a lot of yourselves into this, so.
Thank you, and I think at this point we probably need to say a big thank you to my wife and
My partner,
your partner,
Wally.
and for putting up all the late nights that we've been at
The
work.
fact that
and-
we're here in LA.
yeah,
and they're back in New Zealand.
They're back in New Zealand, looking after the little one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I love you, honey. Nat. So.
That'd be funny if she's watching, actually.
No, she's
Molly should be watching.
You can always send
Coming
them-
home soon.
Yeah.
Coming home soon.
Shattered Systems 1989. BL Tech, please take my money for the boss system.
Hashtag take my money.
Yeah, right. Hashtag take my money. Well, that's good. That's, you know,
yeah,
it's,
no, I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean, we love it.
Keeps
It
us
just
going.
keeps going. We've had some really hard times.
Yeah.
Really hard times. We've come to the end of a weekend. We're sort of going, oh, I don't know if this can be done. You know, go through the weekend, and it's just like all you want to do is just try to say, why is it not working?
yeah.
And then you get stuff like this, and it's just like, wow, this is awesome. We've got to make it work.
It just makes it feel totally worth it, huh?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the grins on people's faces, like yours and yours not so long ago.
No, it was. I wish I could have easily pulled up the jacket a little bit because it's like for me at least, like when I eat something, it's like I had the best brownie of my entire life a week ago, and it like when I fired that, like I had this. It sounds weird. A similar reaction where it's like I get goosebumps. It's like,
Yeah.
man, this is so cool. I want it now, and I'll knock both you guys out and take it to Mexico with me. But it's just it's really cool that something that fun can be coming back in Airsoft, and that it's hopefully going to be here in the next year or some change. So that would be really great.
Definitely
Before
before then.
Yeah. So, well, regardless, again, we're actually overtime because we started a little bit late.
But it works.
Yeah, but thank you everyone for keeping with us and watching our live show today. Make sure to check out Greg Wong at Spartan 117GW on the YouTubes, on Facebook, on Instagram. Please check out BL Tech on Facebook as well as their brand new Instagram account. Good work, Greg. And make sure to hit up my along with Airsoft GI's Facebook page. I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand. Thank you guys so much for watching the live show, and we're really sorry we couldn't get more of your questions, but we'll see you next week. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Safe
Bye.
travels, BL Tech. You're getting Oh, Jesus.
jeez.
God, Greg. Warning.